Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video. And this is a paid request for Kyle, who sent in a couple of them. I think this is the last one, though. So if you're watching, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your generosity. Sorry it took so long to get to these. I'm trying to get to these as soon as I possibly can. But thank you, Kyle. I really do appreciate it. But this is for Hey Arnold, the Jungle movie from 2017. Now, if anyone wants to request any type of videos, it could be pretty much anything. A movie review, re-review, thought streams, commentaries, video game playthroughs, tier lists, reactions, whatever the case. PayPal is the best way to do it. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. So, thank you for that. But this, like I said, is Hey Arnold, the Jungle movie, which I wasn't really sure about before I saw this, because I saw the first Hey Arnold movie, which was also a request from Kyle. And like I mentioned that, I did not grow up with Hey Arnold watching the show. I knew of the show, I had heard of the show, I had seen pictures and clips of the show, but I just never watched it. Didn't have Nickelodeon at that time period. And even if I did, it's just people around me would not have talked about the show, so I never would have gravitated towards it. But I think it was on for 4 or 5 seasons. And I guess the idea was that the makers of the show, they had a deal to have 2 movies. I guess one was supposed to be theatrical and one was supposed to be direct-to-video, TV, however you want to put it. Now, from what I understand, I could be wrong, the first movie was supposed to go direct-to-video or TV special, but supposedly they had good test screenings, and the studio said, no, this would be your theatrical one. I think that was a mistake, because that movie did not look like a theatrical movie, and I was not a fan of that movie. I think I even said in that review, is this a good representation of Hey Arnold the cartoon? I don't remember what people said about it in the comments, but this I thought was much better. This I didn't mind. This I thought was a movie more worthy for a cinema, and this went straight to like a TV special, however you want to put it. Now, maybe the fact that it took so long was crazy. Like 2017, wasn't the first one like 2000, 2002, something like that? So the fact it took that long to get another movie out. Now, I'm sure there's meant to be one or two things. Either a final hurrah for people who like the show, or a revival. Like, hey, if this gets enough interest, if it gets enough intrigue, we'll reboot the show, or we'll have like another season where they're now in sixth grade. Because I know Arnold and his buddy Gerald, they're voiced by different people. I think the other actors are the same. I think the person who plays Helga is the same voice. I think Dan Castellaneta, he voices Grandpa. So it's the same voices except the 2 leads. Now, I don't know what the deal with that is. I don't know if it's just they were deemed too old, sounding too old. So they needed voices that sounded a bit younger. So they are supposed to be kids in the 5th going to the 6th grade. I thought this one, I thought it had a better story than the first movie. I thought the scope felt a bit bigger. They actually made it an adventure story where there's even booby traps and things of that nature. There's a little bit more of an emotional feel to the story. Because this is how little I knew about the Arnold character. I didn't know his parents were missing. He was trying to find them. Was that a big part of the show? Like I said, I never I never saw the show. But it's one of those things where, from the beginning, he has a nightmare that he's going to find his parents, but then his parents have no faces, and he can't quite see them, and this desperation of wanting to find his parents. And we're kind of slightly introduced to the characters. We have the grandpa and the grandma. We got his buddy Gerald. Arnold has a pet pig named Abner. And you have Helga, which I would say is easily the most interesting character. And I would say, based on these two films, my favorite character. Because she wants to treat Arnold like crap and be angry and mean, but then she clearly and secretly has this crush on Arnold. And she's kind of the hero of the piece, really. Where Arnold, before school gets out, the teacher says there's going to be this contest for humanitarian, and if we win, then the whole class gets a trip to South America. Not only that, to this town, or this place where Arnold's parents went missing. So Arnold feels this is a twist of fate. It's destiny, however you want to put it. I gotta win this contest. So he makes a video, and he helps this guy, builds a place for him, but the homeless people feel you used our junk, and they steal all the stuff back, so it gets ruined, and now he has no video. Helga sees this, feels sorry for him because she's so in love with him. She hears that he wants to do this to try to find his parents. So she has the idea of having all this footage that she gathered throughout the years of all the times Arnold helped. Now, for those who are much more knowledgeable on the show, you let me know. Does some of the footage we see that she shows, are they footage from the show? Or moments from the show that Arnold helped people? And either they redrew the footage or what, like, is that the case or not really? Because it'd be funny if just, oh yeah, Helga has the TV show. She has the Hey Arnold TV show, so she just cut pieces out and put it in here. She even has, I guess, a camera in his bedroom. That's a bit much. But it's a kid's show, so hopefully Arnold hasn't learned what most of us found out that age. Hopefully Arnold didn't find out, otherwise, I guess he's a porn star, so hopefully not. Guess that's all only Helga would know, I guess. I don't want to know. But anyway, they edit the footage. Arnold doesn't know about this. They put the footage in, and Arnold wins. So the class goes over. They have this other character that is Helga's older sister, Olga. I guess I thought a lot more was going to be done with that character. Whether she was going to join, it was going to be this thing where maybe Olga starts liking Arnold, and Helga gets mad about that. But then Arnold at the end chooses Helga over Olga. I thought they were going to go in that direction or something like that. Where Helga gets jealous, but at the same time she never really fully told Arnold. Although she kind of did in the first movie. And then I guess they kind of forgot about that. Or that's the thing, I thought Arnold already knew. Because I swear, didn't in the first movie Helga told him? And they, oh yeah, I did. I was just kidding. But then Arnold had this smile like, he knows. So if that's the case, then how come when he finds out here, he acts as if this is brand new information? Or he just forgot, I don't know. But they did oversee South America. They meet this guy who supposedly was a friend of the parents, Eduardo, who's actually voiced by Alfred Molina. So always great to have Alfred Molina there. From Doc Ock, Spider-Man 2, Raiders of the Lost Ark, among other stuff. They're attacked by pirates. You find out from Molina isn't really Eduardo. He's the villain. And he set this all up because he needs Arnold to utilize this thing to have a map to find where this lost city is, where Arnold's parents disappeared. Eventually, the rest of the class, they're hostages. Arnold, Helga, and Gerald, they escape to try to find this lost city and figure out what to do next. And I mean, I'm a sucker for jungle adventure stories. Whether they're looking for gold or looking for something else entirely. So rather be, and even if it's not just a jungle, but those adventure types is what I'm talking about. Adventure stories, lost cities, and something about that always entices me. Whether it be Indiana Jones films, the first four, Teen Solomon's Mines, Firewalker, even, National Treasure 1 and 2, like that stuff. The Goonies even. I mean, maybe because like part of me wishes I could join the journey, but I don't want to go through all the dangerous shit. And I thought like the animation looked a bit better. It just felt like it had a bit more visual splendor compared with the first movie. Like, granted, that's because there was well over a decade, more so, of time in between. But this felt a bit visually like the Rugrats movie where they were in the jungle. Felt like a little bit bigger production, bigger scope. I didn't whether it be when the pirates are attacking their boat or they're going through all the booby traps and the different types of booby traps, like spoilers. Don't go on the wrong step, or there's a false floor, or you gotta hug the wall, otherwise the spikes will come down on you. And then the idea, again, spoilers, they find the lost city as just these kids because their parents are in the sleeping sickness, and the treasure is really to find a way to release this tear, which even his own parents are affected by the sleeping sickness. Alfred Molina gets there after pretty much getting his own team killed and using them as bait. Which, I mean, you could assume his other men died during this. Now maybe they tried to curtail that because there's this bit where Alfred Molina goes in but goes back out while the others go in, and then the whole thing collapses. So Alfred Molina goes by, and I swear you hear like, oh, like they're knocked out, but they're fucking dead. So I don't know if those, either I'm hearing things and my hearing's not as good as it used to be, or to go, oh no, not dead. They just, no, they could be alive. I don't know. But at the same time, at the end, Alfred Molina's character gets a poison dart that tries to come back up and then gets knocked down to his death anyway. So there is death in the movie. Which, I mean, it's not insane to have that in an animated film. I mean, hell, there's Disney films that have villains die, but they make it where the hero doesn't do it. Same with here. The hero didn't do it. It was the guy was getting greedy and he got hit with it, and then he succumbs to it later on and falls himself. Because they don't want the hero killing the bad guy. Because that'd be, I guess, too intense for kids or whatever you want to chalk it up to. But what I liked about this was the little emotional moments with Arnold and him thinking about his family, thinking about his parents. There are moments that kind of the movie lets itself breathe, so it didn't feel too ADD. Like we gotta have something happen now, 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 now. It's like no, you let some scenes breathe, which was nice. I thought the Helga stuff, even more so. Like I liked it in the first one. This is one of the few things I liked in this. They even honed in that even more. Her care for Arnold, her confessing to Arnold. Arnold's like, what? Helga is really what saves the day because the thing to unleash the tear is gone because of Melina's sorry ass. But Helga had this thing with a picture of Arnold in it. And Arnold's like, well, we could use this. And then she fixes it, and then it releases the tear. I do like Arnold thanks her, acknowledges that. Like, if it wasn't for you. And they actually do kiss. So they do kind of seal the deal on that. So it feels as if you watch the show, if this is the final thing, at least they follow through on things they built up. So even at the very end, they're going to 6th grade. She'll still act all pissy on the outside. But then Arnold knows deep down that they care for each other. And that they're an item. So you have that story being finished. You have the parents being found, and they're waiting for their kid outside the school, and he's like, I'll be back at 3:30. So it feels like a sweet, decent ending to characters that people watched for years. And not every show gets that. Hell, I still don't believe Nickelodeon, with all the shit they do, and all the shit they own, why don't you just do a animated movie on the old Ninja Turtles cartoon? I guarantee you, if you announced we're going to do one movie that's the 80s Ninja Turtles cartoon, and it's going to be their final story, where it's going to be a true ending to that show, people would lose their minds, it would be very successful, and it would do very well. Because the 4 they're still alive. Sally Jean Avery is not, as the Shredder. But those 4 are still alive. You could do it. But don't wait too long. So that's what I mean. At least I could appreciate them doing that for fans of the show. And again, like the jungle adventure aspect. I was less interested in the rest of the kids when they were held hostage. And like they come up with this plan to escape. I'm like, whatever. Again, maybe because I didn't watch the show. So some of these other secondary characters, I'm like, okay, here's this guy who has these hors d'oeuvres or whatever. This platter. Oh, no, there'll be food where we're going. You don't need the platter. I don't need the platter. And then he stuffs the food in his pants. I mean, these other characters, I don't know who they are. I don't have any frame of reference, whether they were on the show a lot or not. So I'm kind of indifferent. But when it's centered on Arnold, his buddy, and Helga going on their journey, that I liked more. Like I said, I thought the animation was actually today, Junior. Jesus. Getting so excited. But yeah, I thought this was decent. I thought this was actually a pretty decent film. I did not mind this one. It was lighthearted. It was sweet. Has some nice little emotional moments. Some nice little touching moments. Felt like a nice end to a story. And it felt like there was a reason for this to exist. If that makes sense. I liked it, so. Yeah, I definitely like this more. Just the first one was, let's try to be a wannabe spy movie. It felt like not a whole lot of nothing happened. Until maybe the the bus chase in the third act and some spy stuff that fails. And here, like, there's much more of a journey. There's much more of an adventure. There's much more stuff going on. And plus, it was a bit more personal with his parents and all this other stuff. So, felt like the States. It may be a cliche plot like the first one, but I just enjoyed the story more. So with that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye for now.